Hi guys, it's Miss Lamb from Corporate Landing Middle School.
And hi, it's Mr. Lamb from Larkspur Middle School, and today we're going to do order of operation.
Our learning target for the day, I can use the order of operations and apply the properties of real numbers to simplify numerical expressions. Basically, we're going to know how to do order of operations, and we're just going to use some properties. There you go. All right, this one is called PEMDAS. P-E-M-D-A-S. All right, I got it.
PEMDAS.
PEMDAS.
See, P-E-M-D-A-S.
Can you give me the right start?
Oh, I sure can.
So one of the things I want to say about this one, and one of the things that makes me nervous, is multiplication and division are grouped together. So when I write my PEMDAS, I do PE, and I put my M and my D side by side because it's like mom and dad. They both have the ability to give us permission to go to the movies or something.
And you just got to decide which one you want to talk to first, mom or dad.
Exactly. And then addition and subtraction, they're the last thing we do. That's like, the very last thing. So you would do from left to right either addition or subtraction, whichever you came across first. So PEMDAS, this is our example of it, and we always work from left to right.
And remember, the P stands for parentheses because this is about order of in which way we're going to do them. So parentheses has to go first, and then exponents, and then multiplication, division. Well, how do we know which one to do first?
It's left to right, whichever one of those two we come across.
So if the multiplication problem is first, we do it first, but if it's a division problem first, we do it first.
Exactly.
Excellent.
And when we're all done with those two,
we go on to addition and subtraction. And again, those are equals. So if we run into the addition first, we do it first. If we run into the subtraction first, we do it first.
And where PEMDAS comes from is this silly sentence, this new sentence that says, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." Probably have already heard that before. And again, down here is kind of the key to all of these letters. So let's get right into, I know we have some good examples here, but let's get right into
Okay, let's take a look at something else here. So now, one of the things we wanted to show you before we got into actually doing the examples is, notice we don't have a P anymore. We now have a G, because the G stands for grouping. And of course, they're all going to go crazy because I'm the one writing, okay? But grouping, because there are different types of grouping symbols. There are parentheses that are grouping symbols, which means whatever's inside there you got to do. But we also use brackets, okay? Brackets is another type of grouping symbol. We also can use the thing that looks like a face. Can you draw that one for me? Because I'm not very good at it. Perfect. Okay, that can also be used as a grouping symbol. So any kind of grouping symbol you have to do first. We even have a really weird grouping symbol. And that's if you see something that looks like this. Which means because you have 3 plus 4 plus 2 over 3, you've got to do the addition before you can do the division because this is all grouped as one thing.
So I could, on my paper, go like this and just add it to remind myself?
Yep.
Good job.
Yep, and so these are grouping symbols, and the rest of this, pretty much what we've already said. E stands for exponent, we already know that, we've already talked about exponents. MD, mom and dad, multiplication, division, we group them together, and we always do everything left to right. And she's just showing a couple of different things that we use. Matter of fact, one of the ones that you're going to run into that's probably will give you some confusion is sometimes you'll see something that looks like this. And that's another multiplication symbol, right? 3 times -4. Okay, so that's not really a grouping symbol. That's just separating it out so that we know it's a -4. But if you see a number next to parentheses, it means to multiply.
The good news is, adding and subtracting are so simple. The only symbol
Yeah,
is that.
don't have to worry about much when it
that's
comes
good.
to adding and
That's good.
subtracting.
All right, now we're ready to move on.
Now let's do some actual examples.
All right.
So we're gonna start simple. Okay, ooh, haha, can't do it because I haven't given you permission yet. So anytime you're doing an order of operation question, it's a really good idea to go ahead and write this down. It kind of helps you remember. So we're going to go through this kind of slow for you so you can figure out how to do these. So the first thing I'm going to look for, parentheses. Are there any parentheses in this? No. Oh, look, exponents? No exponents. Now, we have a subtraction and we have multiplication. So when we look here, which one has to be done first? Well, obviously the multiplication. So we're going to ignore this, and I like to draw this so I can see what problem I'm doing. So 5 times 8, I know is 40. I bring this down. So I have 104 minus 40. Now it's just doing the subtraction product. So 104 minus 40 is going to be?
64. 64,
and I like it when you circle your answer.
Me too. You don't have to have any equal signs because each line below it equals the one above it.
But it's nice to show what did you do to get to your answer. So this is called showing your work, and we really want you to show your work.
So I'm going to do the same thing out here to the side. I'm looking for parentheses. Nope. I'm looking for exponents. Nope. I'm looking for multiplication or division, and I see multiplication right here. So I know I'm going to do this first. 24 times 2 is
48.
48. And then I bring this down. I just copy it, the plus sign and the 5.
Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Okay? Order of operations is supposed to be done without a calculator.
Yes.
Now, we don't have a problem if you use a calculator to do this part. We just don't want you to put the whole thing in a calculator and come up with the answer.
Right.
So, but if you get something like 8 times 5 and you can't remember, well, it's silly not to punch it into a calculator to figure it out. Just like 24 times 2. Sometimes they're going to be tough if you don't use a calculator for a step. Just use it for a step. Don't use it for the whole thing.
When I get to the final, it's 48 plus 5, which is 53. And again, circle that final.
And again, we don't care if you grab a calculator and put the whole thing in there and check your answer. That's just smart.
Absolutely.
So now let's try one that's just a little tougher. Ooh, I went to the wrong bit. So okay. So now we have a couple that have different parts of the order of operation. I'm going to move this. Ooh, it can't. Hold on. Stop. Stop. I'm going to turn that off. Bring it back. I know. Don't start. See, I hit the thing, so I'm going to have to erase it. Now I'm going to move this up here so it's out of the way.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Can I write?
Yep, now you can write.
Go ahead.
See, sometimes you run into little bumps in the road while you're making these, but just keep on moving through the bumps. Okay, so now I'm going to look here and I go, ooh, look, I have parentheses. Gosh, I got all kinds of exponents. So I know I got to start with my parentheses. So 4 plus 1 gives me 5, and I don't want to lose my exponent. And then I'm just going to bring this down, 1 to the 4th power. So now it says exponents. Well, I have 2 of them. So I'm going to do them both. So 5 squared, that's 5 times 5. That gives me
25.
25.
And 1 times 1 is 1.
Times 1 is 1. Times 1 is 1.
So that's 1.
So that's just 1.
I didn't even do that.
And then in the end, I have no multiplication or division.
So all
I'm going to do is add, and I'm going to come up with 26, and I'm going to circle my answer. So now you notice I did this one because of the medium ones. This one's easier than
Oh my goodness. He left me the side with the brackets and the parentheses.
Yes, I did.
So we think of parentheses as do first, the soft parentheses, and then the bigger brackets, we kind of work inside here first. And then at the very end, we have the 35 minus that. So
yeah, parentheses are usually only around one operation, where brackets, like if you have multiple operations to do, that's when we use brackets.
And I write my stuff down before I copy my stuff that I'm bringing, and I don't write the little arrows myself personally.
And you don't have to. I just like it.
and 1 plus 2 is 3, and there's a bracket. Inside my bracket, I'm still working in parentheses. I have no
Now we still have to work inside that bracket,
I'm
right?
still working in here, so I keep my 35 minus, and I'm like, I got adding and multiplying, and I know multiplying is more powerful, so bracket.
Still need that bracket because you have 2
plus
operations in there.
3 times 3 is 9.
Mm-hmm.
Bracket. Now I just have one operation. 35 minus 21.
There you go.
21. Now 35 minus 21. Yeah, because I dropped the brackets.
That's
now
right.
I'm down
You don't
to
need
one
them
number.
anymore because you're down to a single number.
So now I got the subtraction, and I get 14.
14.
14.
See, sometimes we would like punch it in the
Even
calculator.
teachers sometimes go like, what's that again?
That's why, like, having a calculator in your back pocket, never a bad idea.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Got one
So
more.
we got one more, and this one gets a little harder.
And it's yours.
Oh, good point.
I'm going to step out for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, so now we have this one, and this one looks even a little harder because I have a division problem, but my division problem has more than one thing to do. So, please excuse my dear Aunt
Could we
Sally.
change that? Because, you know,
You want to use the G?
we've been using that PEMDAS a lot, and GEMDAS is also,
You're right. We could use the G because really this is a G.
this is a big G.
This is a big
this is a grouping symbol.
grouping symbol that doesn't really look like a grouping symbol.
Okay,
So we'll use the G this time.
okay, grouping.
So I'm going to do what you do. I'm going to use just bring it down first. The ones that I know I'm not going to do anything. Now I have to look at this and go, well, I have a subtraction on the top. I have an addition on the bottom inside parentheses. So just like with those brackets, that I have to do the things inside still by the order of operation. So because this is in parentheses, I'm going to do it first. So I'm just going to ignore the 17 minus 2 for now. Draw the line, and 6 plus 9 is 15, divided by 3. So now this is still a grouping device. Which one am I going to do first? Well, 15 divided by 3 is division. Division comes before subtraction, so I'm going to do the 2 plus 17 minus 2 doesn't change, over 15 divided by 3 is 5.
I think we're going to have to come over this way.
So I'm going to move over, and you sometimes end up having to do that on your paper, so it's not a bad thing. Do you want to do it, Mrs. Lamb?
I will take over. 2 plus, and now I
Now
know.
we're going to do the top because we got to take care of that before we can divide.
You know, because it kind of annoys me that we have to do this, is it okay if I kind of do this? I mean, can I add those?
Sure.
To kind of make myself focus
If you
on
want to make sure that you understand that those are brackets, grouping symbols, be my guest.
Okay, so 2 plus, let's see, 17 minus 2 is 15 over 5. This is still a grouping. I don't have a single number there, so 2 plus 15. Oh my gosh, this is going to be an easy answer. 15 divided by 5 is 3.
Yep.
Woohoo! Now I'm down to, let's see, we had no exponents. We did all of our grouping.
Yep.
No
Now we're down to
multiplication.
just addition, and our final answer is 5.
Bam.
Well, it looks hard. If you think about it, order of operation just means you're going to do one thing at a time. And if you can remember that you only do one thing at a time, order of
That's
operation
the
makes
key.
any problem easier.
And remember, PEMDAS or GEMDAS, the choice is
yours. So, confused at all, we have another video that you can watch at the end of this.
That does not have those awesome people that we
Yes,
are, but
true.
whatever.
It does have the voice of another awesome person.
But you can do it.
But if you got it, go ahead and return and get that practice done.
Bye!
Bye!